Hi, this is Chris Foster, Senior Editor of Triathlete Magazine. We're here today to take a look at the brand new Castelli PR race suit. Now, before we get into the suit itself, this year seems to be marking kind of a turning point for tri-suits. We're seeing a lot more technology going into them. I think this kind of started with the Hube Anemoy. It's one of these like above $300, pretty expensive tri-suits, but it really focuses on aerodynamics, especially kind of reducing your body's wind print while you're on the bike. The Anemoy, for instance, was saying that they could save anywhere between 6 and 7 minutes over an Ironman distance bike leg, which is crazy. So now we've got this new Castelli suit that kind of follows in that pattern, and there's going to be something new from Zone 3 coming out pretty soon that we'll definitely show you. But for today, we'll take a look at the Castelli PR suit. Brand new from Castelli. And now before I go too far into this, it's worth noting that these are not the colors of the suit that will be for sale. This is just kind of an early test suit. I believe the ones for sale, there'll be an orange version and then also another color. But we just wanted to show this one to you quickly, kind of check out the features will be the same, but the colors will be a little bit different. So the first thing you notice when you take this suit out of the bag is the top. The fabric on the top of this is a 50 denier lycra. It's just about like the lightest, thinnest fabric I've ever felt in any kind of endurance running racing garment. I think normally they're using more of a 40 denier lycra. So this is super thin, like you can almost like see through it. So this would be really nice for heat. But of course, anytime you get something this thin, it's always a question mark for durability. So we're going to do a full review on that. Hopefully, the durability question gets answered. But this is a high-end race suit. The next thing you notice, super obvious, are these crazy silicone speed bars is kind of what they call them on the upper arm. They're just all along the arm here, except for the armpit. And the idea here is this is going to create turbulence in a part of your body that really shows up a lot into the wind while you're riding. It's one of the first things that kind of hits the wind when you're in an aero tuck. So the idea is it creates turbulence, lets the air go around you, makes you faster overall. We've seen this in other high-end race suits, but this is Castelli's first try at it. Next thing you'll kind of notice, the zipper's fairly normal, except when you hit the bottom, it opens up completely. So this is kind of cool for those of you who like to take your top down while you're racing, because you've got basically this second short piece that's not completely disconnected, but it's definitely more disconnected than you'd find with a normal tri-suit. So this it doesn't have that kind of tugging that you might get in the front sometimes when you're going from that aero to that running position. It's definitely gonna be more comfortable when you've got it taken down because it's not gonna be pulling apart like that. While we're down here, take a look at the pad, okay? This looks pretty simple on the onset, but I think kind of the beauty of this pad is that you don't have a lot of panels or weird shapes and, things that you can sometimes get in a tri-race suit. But I can feel it. The padding definitely gets thicker as you go towards the middle, but again, without having lots of stuff to kind of create that thicker density in the center. The rest of the bottom is pretty standard. Super sticky, grippy silicone leg grippers here at the bottom. This is going to be a knee-length suit, and also it's going to go down to your elbows up top. Again, following that more coverage is better trend that we're seeing with race suits, both in terms of aerodynamics and also in terms of just general coverage from the sun. So that's probably about it for the bottom. But you can also see in the back here, there's 2 pockets, mesh pockets, kind of upper side access. This looks pretty easy to use while you're riding for sure, and maybe a little bit if you're running. But this also kind of brings up the next point, that this is meant to be worn under something while you swim. Castelli designed this to be worn under a wetsuit most times, or maybe a speed suit like that Hydro Speed we looked at a couple weeks ago. This is not optimized for swimming, okay? So this is definitely more of a bike focused garment and obviously works really well on the run too. That said, the last kind of note about the Castelli suit is that this is not UCI legal. Not that it matters, right? Because this is a tri-suit, But this is not something you could wear at a local time trial. They make a big point of that on their website. So whatever, your bike's probably not UCI legal either. There you go. So we're gonna try this thing out. I know the racing season is kind of up in the air right now, but whether you buy it this season or for next season, I think the race suits are really gonna be taking a big leap kind of in that aerodynamic technology and focus over the next year or so. So we're gonna do a full review of this thing and let you know how it all turns out. I'm Chris Foster, and we'll see you next time.